harder you grind, the bigger you dream. The harder you grind, the bigger you dream. The harder you grind, the bigger you dream. I said the harder you grind, the bigger you dream. I said you're up and I'm up. Y'all now tuned in to the Grind Hard Dream Big Show. The harder you grind, the bigger you dream. I got a special guest in the building. Go ahead and introduce yourself to this people.
Hi guys, my name is Kyle. I'm a real estate agent in the state of Maryland. I actually have over years of experience in real estate. I grew up in a real estate family. We can get more into my upbringing. But yeah, I'm your real estate girl, period. At Kai Twice on Instagram and follow my page at KeysWithChay. And yeah, I just love helping Gen Z invest in real estate. So that's me.
That's what's up. That's what's up. So your childhood and how you came up, where you were born, where you were raised, we want to get into that.
Mm-hmm. So I'm a Cali baby. I'm from Northern California in this small city called Stockton, and raised there. I was born in San Jose, California. Raised in Stockton, and I moved out to the East Coast. About I want to say 5, 6, 5. No, it's been longer. Dang, I'm a little bit old. To me, it's old. When I went to college in 2017, I went to Hampton. From 2017 to 2021, and then after I went to Hampton, I ended up actually moving to the PG County area about 3 years ago in 2021. So I've just been here since, and I actually really love it. So yeah,
it's no place like the DMV. I ain't gonna lie. Like me, I was born, raised in the DMV, Hyattsville, Maryland, and I moved out Glenarden. So after that, just, everything.
When I first moved out here, everybody was like, I was so excited to move out here. I didn't really know what the bad parts were. So when I first moved out here, we got a house in Suitland, and my friends were, I don't know if I could cuss.
No, you good. You can be yourself.
My friends are like, oh my God, Kyle, you're moving to Shitland? And I'm like, is that a bad area? What do I... but honestly, where I lived wasn't terrible. I lived in this townhome community with older people, so it was just out the way in Suitland. But yeah,
I mean, the DMV, it's got its places. I know, for me, I was just all right, anything that had a heights, he was yo, you had to stay away from it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's you got your good, you got your bad, you got your ugly, and everything like that. But I really feel honestly, it's really what you make it in the DMV, really. And you can learn from a lot of people, in the era where you would take the bus or the metro, everything like that, the go-go's, things like that. So it definitely was a time coming up, especially as a 90s baby for myself. So now I'm saying I definitely love the DMV.
Yeah.
For sure.
One thing about here that I never really realized, our public transportation system, I feel it's similar everywhere, but the metro, our version of a metro is the BART. So it's called the Bay Area Rapid Transit, and it's literally the same thing as the BART. And it's but I don't know, y'all metro is actually way more cleaner than the BART, honestly.
Okay.
Yeah. The BART was dirty.
Well, shout out to the metro. I feel for us too, taking the trains and things like that, transportation, it was a little different. I remember, you had the little ride, you had ride fare, you had a lot that was going on. And then people being able to take the train, the red line, the blue line, green line, yellow line.
I didn't know anything about
purple,
red line. Mm-hmm.
Silver, and all that. Now it's just evolution. But, now it's you got Uber, you got Lyft. So people are just taking those to roam around the city. So I guess in your childhood, did you have a favorite subject in school, or what was that like for you? School life for you?
School life for me was... What was my favorite subject? I had a lot. I feel no. History. I could say history is my favorite subject, but the history that I was taught was very ran down and very generic, Christopher Columbus and all those type of people. I really have a love for history as I got older, but I guess also I'll say English actually. I'm going to keep changing my mind, but no, I'll say English because I really liked writing. I really liked writing as a kid, learning about how to write narratives and stuff like that. So yeah, I want to say that in storytelling, I really like the storytelling. So Yeah.
No, that's fire. That's my favorite subject. I love English. I love to read.
Mm-hmm.
I love to write. I still read books to this day. I feel like it's definitely essential.
What's your favorite book?
I so currently I'm reading The Way of a Superior Man.
Okay.
I feel like there's always room to grow. And I feel like it's a self-help book, but it's also an accountability book. Because, you know, like, there's certain things that you may like about yourself and there's certain things that you might not like about yourself. So it's just like how you try to fine-tune to be the best version of yourself. And I feel like in that personal development journey, that spiritual journey or academic or whatever, wherever you find yourself at currently in your journey, you could always find ways to grow. So
yeah, self-awareness is so key.
Yeah.
Like my favorite book on that is The Four Agreements.
Yeah, I read that.
I love The Four Agreements and Becoming Supernatural by Joe Dispenza.
Okay.
That one actually literally changed my life. You should definitely watch Becoming Supernatural, read Becoming Supernatural, because it's such a good book. It basically talks about how every single thing comes like from like diseases, from everything. Everybody thinks it's hereditary and genetics come into a role, but a lot of the things start with mindset, and a lot of the things start with you know, what you believe and you put out into the universe. And it talks about how it talks about the scientific version of that too, of how genetically how your brain can wire things a certain way into making that certain things a reality. And it definitely really changed my perspective about what you say, what you put out there is really like life and death is really at the power of the tongue. Like the things that you speak into the universe, it's so important and it can come true. So yeah, that's a really good book to read.
Yeah, I think that, you know, reading is essential. And I think that, you know, a lot of us, we're in this, I mean, like I said, it's been an information age, but highly ever since after the pandemic, because now it's like, you know, post-pandemic now in a sense, like a lot of this information is out here. And we have to apply what we receive, but we also know that like all information ain't good information. But at the same time, like willing to apply that and stuff like that. So in addition to that, right, I think what you said, real estate, how did you find or what made you want to get into real estate? And did you really feel like, okay, like this is really me? Because I feel like we all have our moments where like we try different things and we're like, all right, well, I think this is nice. This may be a wave. I see such and such doing this or such and such doing that. This may be the move. But what was that pivot like for you? And when did you really come into it to be like, you know what, this is really me?
Yeah, so I want to say, well, like I said earlier, like I grew up into a more of a real estate household. So my mom, she got her license when I was only 5 years old. So, and then she became a broker when I was like 10. So that was like, I grew up around real estate. I remember when she first opened up her brokerage, I was making spreadsheets for her. Like I was doing all this work for her, like at the age of like 9-10 years old. And honestly, like as I grew older, I've always thought about like paving my own path and things like that. Like I did not want to go into real estate. I did not want to do the same thing that my parents were doing. And because my dad also had a license too. So it was like I tried to, you know, pivot and do the whole, because my problem was it's just like I didn't see the true power of like looking at your parents and inspire and seeing what they do. And so like so it was just like I kind of wanted to do something different, and I kind of fell in love with real estate after a while. I came to it like around when I was 19 years old. I got my real estate license in California and I sold my first house. And like from helping people, because real estate is really a relationship business and a helping people business. And so it really opened my eyes to basically help people. And that's just what I like love to do. I like to help people. And also when I first moved out here, like I said earlier, like when I first moved out here, I ended up getting a house in Suitland. But when I first started investing in real estate, it was from that. So my mom actually, she helped me get a crib out here, and seeing the whole process of investing, because this is kind of like how our first move into investing. We bought the crib, and then I ended up staying there for a year, because there's different like provisions that you need to do in order to like, rent it out to people and stuff like that. So
Okay.
I stayed in the crib for a year. When she moved out here, I ended up moving in with her, and that was like my first step into investing, because I ended up renting it out to other tenants. And so teaching people how to do that. I also did that in college too, which is I didn't realize what I was doing, because it's called house hacking, and I didn't realize that that's a thing that can get people not kids, but college age students into investing in real estate, where basically you get a house into a college town, because that's what we did as well. When I was a senior in college, and we ended up getting a crib out in Hampton. And we first, because my roommate at the time, she was like, hey, you want to move in? I was like, no. She was like, you want to get a crib together? And I was like, yeah, sure. So me and my mom ended up buying the crib. The roommate ended up paying our rent, like for the mortgage. And so that's my first step into house hacking. And so teaching Gen Z and millennials how to do like the same thing. Like you don't have to have like a lot of money and stuff like that into investing. You can like do stuff like that, which people don't really think about when they think about investing. People either think about, wholesaling or flipping or fix and flip, stuff like that. But no, you can literally house hack, where, you can rent out your rooms to other people, and you're investing in real estate that way. So that was a very long-winded answer that was kind of all over the place. But
No, that's cool.
yeah.
No, that's cool. I think that, like I said, for me, I'm not really into it. I know people that are into it, and I know that selling property is not easy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like you sat there and said you sold your first property at 19. Kudos to you, right? Because I think that that's a lot within itself. It's like, yo, okay, I'm 18, I'm an adult, and it's like, bro, wait, I just flipped my first joint. What? Like, oh, it's up. But from that notion, and you said building relationships, how vital is that into the work that you're doing now, and what does that look like? Because I think a lot of us, when we're talking about, okay, bet, I can, do X, Y, and Z, we don't look at the relationship part. We're like, okay, bet, if it's going to give me the bag, I know I could just get a bag and that's it. So how did you prioritize the relationships in the space that you're in, and what is making you successful, or like what is working and what's not, in a sense?
Yeah, real estate is literally a relationship business. It's, if you don't build a relationship with your client or like the people in your sphere of influence, you literally have no relationship, you have no business, basically. Like, people look at real estate and they're like, oh, I can make a whole bunch of money from that business. But it's like, if you don't have a good relationship with people and treat people like they're human beings, and you genuinely care about your client, there's no, because it's really a referral based business. So if you do a good job with a client, then they will refer you back to other people. And so it's like, I think relationships plays such a vital role, and that's why I make sure to treat everybody with such kindness and like genuine, like I'm genuinely wanting to help people. And I think that's what sets me apart, because I don't look at people as a check. I look at people as, people, like, and it's so like simple to say, but it's like, I don't look at it as a check. I look at it as relationships. I look at it as trying to help a person make this very vital decision in their life. It's very serious, very important. The people are trying to, and not even try to find their own place to live. Sometimes there's stuff that happens where they had to sell their house because either somebody passed away or somebody's getting a divorce or somebody, like, you never know. And so you low key like a mini therapist as well, low key, because you got to like also, help people and guide people through that moment, and like give people their grace and stuff like that. And so like I think it's very important to just treat people with kindness and be genuine. And so
No, I heard that. I feel like that's important. I think that's what I've also been understanding too. Is like treat other people how you want to be treated, right?
Exactly.
So it's like the grace that God gives you, like be able to extend that to somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that, grace is a big thing because a lot of us are impatient, and especially with, social media, some of us let social media, other people kind of dictate our emotions, our feelings, our thoughts,
I know.
and everything.
Yeah.
And it's like, yo, okay, well, they said that I have to be rich by 30. They said I have to drive this car by, 35. They said I have to, be in this mansion by such and such. Or, I can't wear these type of shoes because I'm a loser. Or I can't, I'm a loser because I don't go to the club. Or whatever it is, like this keeping up with the Joneses type of mentality. Or, okay, you're not lit because you're not doing this. It's like, who said that? Mm-hmm. Right? And now we're in this space where people are being organic and being independent and thinking for herself and normalizing what is cool, right? Mm-hmm. And you were saying for Gen Z, I think it's important to understand that the generational gaps and what we're seeing a lot of people that are ambitious and eager to, one, chase money, chase career, chase passion, and be fearless about it, right? So, like, for you, were there any, like, doubts or worries into going into it? Or was it more so like, all right, if this gonna work, I'm gonna make it work? Mm-hmm. And, like, how did you get into that mindset of, all right, bet, cool, this is where we at, I'm gonna make it work, I can't fold, or even if I do fold, people ain't gonna know that I took an L in a sense, because we take wins, we take losses for sure, but like not that be the do all end all in a sense.
Yeah, my whole thing was teaching myself. Once I realized that I'm literally getting in my own way, that's when I like decided to just snap out of it. I started seeing like the patterns. I started seeing like me doing the same thing, like being in the same spot for a long period of time and letting doubt seek in. And because I had imposter syndrome, like, man, like a mother, okay? Like, once I realized that no one else is going to save me and that I'm literally with God, of course, but I'm literally the navigator of my own life, and there's nobody coming out to save me or to help me. And it's like, I have to move on my own. Once I realized that, it's like all the fear, all the doubt, it tries to creep in or whatever, but it's just like, that's what motivated me to keep going and being more consistent and just showing up as my true authentic self. And I had a real struggle with authenticity growing up, because something I didn't mention earlier when you were asking me about like my upbringing and stuff too, but in school I didn't really have like the best school life. I was actually bullied as a kid. And so now I hate saying that word now, because now I'm like, I wish I could see them, because I'm not that type of person now. Like, don't try to say anything to me. But I was just a timid little kid that, like, I was so afraid to stand up and to speak for myself. And so I was always bullied as a kid. And so that's where the imposter syndrome also like creeped in too, because like a lot of people were telling me what I couldn't do. So once I started like trying to get out of that, the imposter syndrome creeped in, because it's just like, no, all these people are saying that, so you must be that. And it's like, no, but I'm not that. I'm actually way more strong. I'm tough. I'm resilient. I'm a dope ass individual. And so it's also doing that inner child work that it was crazy about inner child work is that I feel like once you start healing and once you start like mastering a certain part of yourself, you feel you kind of creep those shadows trying to come back. So a lot of the things recently that I feel like I overcame at my age, like I feel like those different types of patterns of insecurities have been trying to creep back and come back. But how I was able to get through that was what I said earlier, like, you know, just telling myself and realizing how much of a badass individual I am. So yeah, that's that.
Nah, that's dope. I mean, it's reassurance. You know, I feel like positive reassurance is always good. You know, there's certain places where I feel like, okay, what? Like, God, this is what we doing? And it's like, yeah, because you are qualified. You know what I'm saying? To do it. And I feel like sometimes we feel like it has to look a certain way. We have to be a certain way for it to come our way.
And you just gotta do it. You just gotta, like, you can't, there's no perfect time to do anything.
For
like,
sure.
You just have to, like, go.
Yeah.
You know?
And you have to be on go, and you have to be mindful of it. And
like you could fix your mistakes later. Like,
yeah, you can fix them. You can fix your mistakes. But I do feel like, you know, you should understand that, you know, because, you know, you are flawed and you do make mistakes, you should not let that beat you up. And like for me, I realized, like, when I make a mistake, I've strived to do everything perfect, right? But then it's like, okay, boom, I made a mistake. Do I sit in that and let that define me forever? Or do I still be like, all right, guess what? Like, yo, God, I made a mistake. It may have been the same mistake over, but at the same time, like, still use me, because at the end of the day, I know that you're teaching me something, and I don't want to be misguided. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, because our light is so important in what we're doing. And like I said, what we're going through, our struggle may not be only our struggle, and maybe somebody else's. And somebody may look at it like, oh, all right, but if you can overcome this, I know I can overcome this too. I could be that motivation, or I could be that light or inspiration, or whatever it may be. But then realizing at the end of the day, like,
we're literally set on this earth for a purpose, to be by God, so we can be able to help other people. Yeah. And so our testimony is literally, you know, helping other people get to their breakthroughs. And so also keeping that in mind is so important to me, because I know that, you know, whatever I went through, you know, other people are probably still going through that, but me going through that can also help them as well, to let them know that you can still get through it, you know?
Yeah, so that's a fact. That's definitely a fact. And I think that, you know, like I said, our hurdles are our struggles. I know for me personally, like, I've heard no a lot. Yeah. And me hearing no a lot is like, how do you respond? Do you get angry? Do you get upset? Do you feel like, okay, bet because you were told no, you don't still strive to pursue the yes, or you just keep going knowing that yes is on the way? You know what I mean? So I think that's definitely important. So with Gen Z, and I guess, you know, like I said, Gen Z, your generation, like, how do you feel, you know, the state of Gen Z is now, with the things that Gen Z is seeing, facing, and how do you kind of like adapt and see yourself in this equation of life? Because I think it's very important for us to really know, you know, our purpose, know how influential we are, right, as people. I'm a millennial, I know you're a Gen Z, but understanding that and then seeing what may be alarming and how we can solve these problems.
I feel like, because I'm part of like the older Gen Z type crew, so I honestly feel like the Gen Z below me, like the 25 and younger below me, that the power of social media, like, has definitely like, I feel like it has helped my generation, because honestly, there's so many dope Gen Z people. Gen Z, we're the era of self-care. We're the era of self-care, and we're the era of standing up for what doesn't serve us. And so having social media and seeing other people like go through that journey has definitely influenced a lot of other people in my generation, and it definitely help. I feel like it definitely helped. Of course, there's bad parts of social media too, but honestly, like the beauty about social media is that you get to basically showcase and look into other people's lives and see how all the same we are. And I feel like when it gives a sense of relatability as well. And so I feel like with Gen Z, a lot of people are, like I said, like they're focused on like self-care and stuff, but honestly it's a great thing because I feel like it's definitely helps. I feel like we're gonna be, especially as parents, Gen Z as parents are gonna be a very healed generation for our kids, because a lot of people are talking about, you know, trauma, how to heal from trauma. When the shadow work journal was the thing on TikTok, that was like helped a lot of people, you know, get through. Like we're really more focused on like deep healing and trying to get rid of trauma and stuff like that. So I feel like it's definitely really it's really great seeing that and seeing my generation be that forefront for that, because I didn't really see that in our previous generations.
No, for sure.
So,
I think that's definitely important, because like I said, even as a millennial, right, I think it's like, okay, boom, it's like I figure out the truth, or I'm finding out the truth, and it's like, do I want that to be? Like, do I want that to be the rest of how everything else is, or do I want to really be able to fix that? And I think that, you know, self-care is definitely important. I would say for me, I be on the go so much that sometimes I neglect self-care.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, but what does self-care look like? Now self-care looks like, okay, bet I can just go to the movies by myself. I can hang out by myself. I can, you know, do things by myself. Because I've always felt like I needed other people to enjoy this notion of self-care.
Yeah.
Right? But it's like, nah, okay, go get that massage if you want to get that massage. Go,
right now, I'm like
you know
the solo date queen.
You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and do your thing. You know,
Yeah.
I don't think that, you know, like for me, even where I'm at now, it's like, okay, taking that time out for yourself, it can look different. Okay, bet, say, for example, you didn't get that much sleep. Go ahead and take that nap, bruh. Like, go ahead and take that nap and enjoy that. Okay, go ahead and journal. Go ahead and watch your favorite podcast, or go ahead and watch your favorite movie, or, you know, go for a walk. If you like nature, okay, do something adventurous. I mean, like, go play the game. Whatever you feel like is happy for you in that moment, go ahead and do, regardless of what somebody would say, what somebody would do, because I think us moving off of other people and, okay, well, I see this person is doing this for self-care. Everybody's self-care is going to be different. So, like you said, taking yourself out on, like, solo dates and things like that. So what is your, like, level of self-care, and how do you balance that in the work that you're doing?
I'm still working on it, but because right now, like, I'm on this busy part of my life, but before, especially in high school, I was known for, like, being like the solo date queen. Like, I'm the type of person, life goes on despite if anybody else has, like, can't make a plan or whatever the case may be. I'ma still do it, and I'm not gonna miss out on an opportunity or miss out on anything because you know the plans got canceled or whatever. I'ma still go. I went to a whole festival by myself at 18. Like, I don't care. But it's just like right now, I'm trying to find that balance again for myself. But when I do try to do self-care moments or days, I just, like, shut off and go into my room, and my room is like my happy place. So I, like, read. I will find learn a new skill, or, like, right now, like, I like doing Duolingo, actually. Okay. Like, Duolingo is Duolingo is the app where you, like, learn.
Find multiple languages.
Yeah, I love Duolingo.
That's what's up, though.
Or cooking. Cooking is very therapeutic for me. I love cooking, and finding time to balance that is, I'm still trying to, because sometimes I do, like you said, how you do, sometimes you neglect self-care sometimes because you just be so on go.
Yeah, for sure. I'm always on go. So it's like, if I'm sitting still, I'm like, hold up, what's wrong with me? I'm always on the go. I'm always doing something. And it's like,
exactly.
Nah, bro.
Like I can't just sit still.
Yeah.
I gotta like if
make-
I'm watching TV, I'm editing a video at the same time. Like I can't, just focus and just be.
Got
and that's
you.
what I'm like still trying to learn how to focus and just be.
you, right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Without like trying to complete the next task.
Nah,
Like,
for sure. Nah, I get that for sure. I think that's definitely vital and important because even along your journey, you want to make sure that you set some time for yourself, and that's what I'm really learning. It's like, I bet like you take your wins, but then it's like, okay,
because at the end of the day, literally yourself is all you have. So you have to treat yourself like with respect. You got to treat yourself like how you would treat your best friend. Like you want your best
Other
friend to have
people.
the best. Yeah.
For sure.
So you say we just neglect ourselves so much, and it's like trying to find that balance and that peace.
And it's hard because like if you feel like, okay, bad, like ain't nobody gonna outwork me and all this other stuff.
You
like,
want to be the best.
You
yeah.
want to be the best, but like don't let the pride and the ego like block your blessings or like slow you up, because there's other people that can help you along your journey, and also like just give you those general reminders of like, hey, yo, bro, did you eat today? I know that you was working so much.
That's so
yeah,
important.
did you watch your favorite show today? You know what I'm saying? Were you able to catch, was you able to catch what you wanted to catch? Was you able to do what you wanted to do? I think those people are so vital and essential. So, like, I know for, like, yourself and your mindset, like I said, because we linked up at ProCon. And I knew that, okay, people at ProCon, they were serious about their craft. So that already told me, okay, bet. These individuals are also willing to, shift, learn more about their business and everything like that. So I guess your experience at ProCon, of course, us linking up there, what were you taking away from it or going into it? What did you feel like was going to be essential for you to learn at that particular moment?
For me, being at ProCon definitely helped me so much because I'm in this reinventing myself type of era, and being in a room with a whole bunch of creatives, because creatives, one thing that they're going to do is reinvent themselves. They're going to, for sure, they're going to have multiple arcs in their life, multiple types of session. It's like I felt like ProCon will like definitely help me get more inspiration into what I really truly wanted to do. Because before real estate, because I did take a break from real estate like for a couple years, and I started a digital marketing business, and then I had a hair business. I was trying to figure out what I really truly wanted to do, and so going to ProCon gave me more direction. I was trying to I was in that reinventing era, like, okay, Kyle, you're on arc number 5. We need to figure out what we're really truly trying to do with our life. And so sitting there and listening to Yvette speak, which is Beyonce's publicist, it made me like a bulb clicked in my head with being more consistent in real estate and going back to that. And I feel like it was definitely truly like it was just all in alignment for me, and I was just going there just to find alignment, and I feel like that's what I found. Hopefully I answer your question.
Nah, for sure you did. Nah, for sure. I know for myself, like I went as an attendee, back-to-back years. Year one, it was more so like understanding the difference between like branding and marketing, because I always felt like they were similar, but then it was like, okay, no, there's a difference.
Yeah,
so
there's definitely
like,
a difference.
Definitely a difference, like marketing and how you putting yourself out there, and then of course like the branding, the logo. But I always had to, what I learned from year one and year two was just like, okay, the logo is your brand and what people see, and then the marketing is how you put yourself out there.
How do you put yourself, yeah.
Yeah, because I had got that completely confused. I'm like, all right, bet I have my logo, and yes, I am marketing, but am I doing it effectively? Am I doing it correctly? And then I realized year two, it's like, yes, you are, and you're learning so much more. So like, okay, what is your social media page supposed to look like if you're pushing a product or you have a service? So it was like just the reassurance, but then also to realize that there's other steps that I could also take. And I realized that I couldn't bank on just social media marketing or branding. Like I had to look at, okay, going back old school, getting the flyers, printing those joints out, business cards, like all those other things are still essential because your audience is not just people around your age. There may be older people that be like, all right, hey, look, hey, if I'm looking for a motivational speaker, oh yeah, bet you got a business card, boom. Or you trying to do a workshop for the kids, boom. All right, this, that, and the third. Oh, you got a flyer. Oh, what you got going on next? Boom. You know what I'm saying? Making it tangible and accessible for all of your audience. And not just limiting yourself to be like, okay, this is my target audience. I'm gonna just focus on that. And what I realize is like even me speaking, like speaking to community, speaking to adults, of course, loving the kids, you know, because like I said, with the youth, you know what I'm saying, definitely got to tap in with them. But at the same time, realizing like not to box yourself in. So I think even with you in real estate is like not to box yourself in. You can sell a house to an older person. You could sell a house to somebody that's your age. You could sell a house to somebody that's younger than you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know.
Yeah, and I'm the type of person, I don't like putting myself in a box. That's why like in school when I chose my major, I chose marketing because every single field needs marketing. Like,
oh yeah, for sure. Absolutely.
You need marketing for every single thing that you are doing in your life. So like I definitely feel like not setting myself into a box. And it's okay. One thing that I did learn at ProCon 2 that really stuck out to me was about don't be afraid to also do multiple things. It's okay to do multiple things and don't just like try to box yourself in. And because one thing about me, I'm the multiple thing girl. Like I have so much going on, and sometimes I felt like I was just like, maybe I just either not know what I'm doing, or like the self-doubt will creep in and things like that. Like, girl, you need to figure out one thing, like the way societal standards talk about it. Oh, don't be a jack of all trades and a master of none. But what I found in my journey is that the multiple things can also connect with one another. Like with marketing, I definitely need marketing in real estate because like who is going to be able to see my stuff without marketing, you know? And then my hair business, I might have clients, you know, who are interested in beauty and hair. I can also network that. And then my marketing can also go with my hair business, like different types of things. It's okay to like, to try different things, and it's okay to, you know, like put yourself out there and just, you know, like fuck what society says, do whatever the hell you want to do, you know?
Like, for sure. No, I get you, because I know it's like going against the grain, because like I know sometimes people are like, okay, well, this is the one way you do it.
Yeah.
And I feel like, you know, when you take those leaps of faith and you feel like, okay, this is what you're embedded to do, as long as you're making the move, it's like, okay, bet. You take one step, God to take two. You take two, he'll take four. You take four, he'll take eight. Like, he'll always multiply what you need, and realizing
God,
like,
for sure,
as long as you seeking the kingdom and seeking his direction and
Amen.
all that. And that's what I'm really learning in this season, because like, it's a lot of things that you could just do and move, and you'll feel like, dang, bro, I'm right in the same space. Like, I'm right on the treadmill. I'm still running. I'm running in place. Like, sure, I may be sweating a lot or burning a lot of calories, but I'm still in the same place. I'm in the same place because it's something that I missed as far as like the instruction or what was told, or like you're still not listening. You're still not doing what it is that I told you to do. And it's like taking the test over and over again, and you're failing the same test because you're not answering you were given the question so many times and you're still missing it because of pride or ego or whatever it may be. And I think that we're in a, like, I would encourage people to be selfless as opposed to being selfish. Right. And what I mean by that is like, if you have a gift or you have a talent, like, it's meant to be shared with the world.
Yeah, get out of yourself.
Hold on to it forever.
Yeah.
Whereas like, okay, bet. Like, I just want it to benefit me. It's like, no. I want to take that thing that you have, and I want you to unlock it and share it with other people. And once I realized that, I'm like, dang, okay.
And that's also something I need to hear, because I definitely have been in this, era where I'm like shifting.
Gotcha.
So I just been in this era where I feel like I'm in my head all the time, and I feel like I'm holding so much in, and it's like I have to get out myself because the things that I have in, like I'm really creative. I have so many ideas, and I'm holding all of these either to insecurities or whatever it may be. But I have to get out of myself and be selfless, because what I have to share with the world can, really impact somebody. And it's just like trying to get out of myself is definitely a thing that I'm still learning how to do. I mean, I'm still young. I know I still have time.
Yeah, just like, sometimes it's like, all right, bet, like, okay, if I'm in the way, God move me out the way so that way the way can be made. And it's like, all right, bet, cool. Like,
I pray
you don't
that
got to be
prayer
perfect.
so
You
much.
ain't got to be perfect. And like, I'd be thinking sometimes it's like, okay, bet, if I'm going to go ahead and do this, I got to wear this. I got to say this. I got to do that. And it's like, nah, bro, like you can still have your own style and be yourself. Okay, bet you want to rock the jeans and the sneakers and the polo shirt. Cool. You know what I'm saying? You don't,
Exactly.
But just understanding the events that you go to, the attire, and understanding how you handle your business. You know what I'm saying? So, and then, like I said, code switching is a thing. So it's okay. But at the same time, just realizing what your intent and your overall goal and purpose is. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling myself now, it's like, as you're elevating, you want people that are already ahead of you. Like you want those people that have already like been there, did that, because then you can learn from that. But if you're the person that's trying to do this, and the people around you haven't done it, and you feel like you become that person that everybody looks at, somebody has to be smarter than you. Yeah. If somebody's not smarter than you, it's like,
change the room.
Find the way to, find somebody that's smarter than you. Because like I said, their trials and tribulations, and what they went through, they can teach you a lot. And that's why I'm thankful for my mentors, Miss Kimberly Marshall, my community mentor. We do a lot of work together. We've done homeless drives, Dave and Buster's, back to school drives.
That's so great.
That's my day one. You know what I'm saying? Can't forget about the day one. And then my speaking mentor, Mr. Jeffrey Young, who's taught me a lot about speaking, because it's like how to convey your speech, how to tell your story, things of that nature. And we already know, like, winners write history and losers become a part of the story. And the notion of that is literally understanding that if you are a winner, you are willing to write your story. And if you're a loser, then you will become a part of somebody else's story, because the skills that we have as people, there's people that need those skills. Are you willing to apply those skills and help other people, or just sit on your skills forever and live somebody else's dream? And we can't do that.
That's deep.
We can't do that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Man.
And that's what I'm saying with grind hard, dream big. For me, it's literally the harder you grind, the bigger you dream, meaning that literally the more work you put in, the more your dreams are obtainable to actually see and reach. And when people understand that, it's like, in this platform, I know, it'd be like, man, it could be, it's not for myself. It's for communities, for others, because there's people that are doing dope individual things. And like I said, real estate in the community is not really even talked about, especially, from a younger perspective. So when I saw the fact that you did real estate, I'm like, we definitely have to have this conversation. We definitely have to make something happen, because, like I said, it's the future and it's the wave. And like I said, we have to be who we needed when we were younger. That's it.
Exactly.
That's it.
Like 80% of wealth is generated through real estate. And a lot of us, where like the gap comes in, especially in the African American community, is just the fact that not a lot of people, a lot of us do. There's nothing wrong with renting, but a lot of us are like paying money to people instead of just investing in our own, and it's so important to do that. And I'm not gonna say it's like the easiest thing to do, but it's definitely very worth it. And I feel like that's one of my major passions, is trying to close that wealth gap in our community, and teaching people, especially in my generation, Gen Z, to invest in real estate. And you don't have to have a certain amount of money, or you can invest in real estate honestly with little to no money. There's assistance programs. There's so much stuff to do that you can do. There's so much money out there that you can accumulate, and to fund that dream that people don't really know yet. And so just my mission is to help convey that message to people. And so,
No, that's what's up. I think that you're doing a dope job at it. You still have a lot of time to get whatever goals you want to set. I do truly want to see you win because I feel like it's a lot that goes into it. You're in a field where, you know, it can definitely be competitive, but through your social media, you're inviting people into your space and being unique and showing people the day to day. So I think that that's what's going to allow people to invest in you and trust you as a realtor to not only secure their home, but build that relationship. Because I think a lot of people are like, okay, this is my profession, but I don't really want to show you what I do.
Yeah.
You're willing to be vulnerable in your space. Like, all right, cool. You know, we go out today. Hey, look, hey, you know, we driving around. Oh yeah, we in Bowie, or yeah, we're in Upper Marlboro, or
And
yeah,
I'm
we're
very
in Crofton,
raw and
or yeah,
uncut.
we're where we're at. It's like I'm gonna just show you what it is, the step by step process. I ain't gonna sugarcoat nothing. We made the sale. We didn't. Okay, but at the same time, like life goes on, and the dreams don't work unless you do. So I think that you showing people step by step what's going on is gonna allow people to invest into you. So, you know what I'm saying? I feel like that's definitely dope.
Yeah.
So what is something that you would have told your younger self, and what is some advice that you would give to like people that are, you know, kind of in the funk, unmotivated, not knowing what to do, you know, in life right now? Because it's a lot, and we know that life be life. But what advice would you give to one, your younger self, and then the people that are watching?
Some advice that I would give to my younger self. Younger me had a very, very hard, younger me had a hard problem with confidence. Confidence was my major thing that I lacked. And what I would tell my younger self about that is that what would I tell my younger self about confidence? I would just say, honestly, because my confidence was due, my lack of confidence was also due to me being bullied too. So honestly, what I would honestly tell my younger self is like, fuck those people. I'm sorry about my my language, but it's like literally that. And I feel like that also kind of went on to when I was older too, like that confidence due to listening to what other people have said and things like that, letting other people's insecurities project onto me, because that's all insecurities are. They're all projection. And so literally just, I know it sounds so cliche what everybody says, but it's just like literally just do you, and don't be afraid to start over and make mistakes. Because my problem also was I was a perfection seeker. I couldn't do anything unless I had a whole plan planned out and things like that. And so what I also tell like people also to just do it. Like, don't try to seek perfection, because you will literally be on like a downward spiral trying to constantly chase something that, like, it's like insanity. You know, insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. You're literally going to drive yourself insane trying to like do something when it's the perfect, or trying to search for the perfect time. Like, it's never going to be the perfect time to do something, and you just have to do things regardless of what other people say, regardless of, you know, the opinions that people have. Fuck the opinions, fuck what other people are think or say, and just literally just do you, and don't get in your own way. Like, just get out of yourself. And that's a number one prayer I always pray to God is, help me get out of my own way. I don't want to prevent myself. I don't want to be my main reason for my downfall. Like, help me get out of my way. Show me what I have to do to be able to get out of my own way. So, yeah.
No, that's for real. I felt every single thing you said, literally. I think it's, you know, telling yourself each and every single time that you can do it. Like, you are dope, and you are a vibe, and you are amazing, because, you know, that's your past self, you are present self, and you're becoming the best version of yourself. So it's like, you have to tell yourself each and every single day, if not you, then who? And like, you have to be your own superhero before you can be somebody else's. And that's very, very vital and very, very important. And my younger self, you know, I would just say, take your time. Like, what was you in a rush for? What did you feel was essential? You know, were you focused on the sprint, not realizing it was a marathon and you retired? Or now that you see that it's a marathon, you know, you're cautious when you sprint. So that's really what I would say, honestly, because now I'm realizing that things do take time. You know what I'm saying? So just take your time. That's all I would sit there and say. Well, I appreciate this conversation. It was definitely a vibe. I appreciate you sharing your insight with everybody on this. And like I tell people all the time, the harder you grind, the bigger you dream.
Period.
The harder you grind, the bigger you dream. The harder you grind, the bigger you dream. I said the harder you grind, the bigger you dream. And we out.
Period.
For sure. Yes.